बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है सम इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस। There are so many probability distributions in statistical mechanics or statistics, but we only discuss the three commonly encoded probability distributions. One of them is the normal or Gaussian distribution. Another is the binomial distribution, and the third one is the Poisson distribution. We first discuss the normal or Gaussian distribution. This is the Gaussian. Gauss was a scientist. So due to his name, this is also called the Gaussian distribution. If we consider a random continuous random variable x, which has continuous and real outcomes, then the probability density function, which we call as the P of x, the normal distribution is defined as P of x is equal to 1 by 2 pi sigma square under root exponential of minus x minus lambda square divided by 2 sigma square. So this is the probability density function for the normal or Gaussian distribution. From this distribution, we can find the characteristic function, and we know that the characteristic function has this definition: integral minus infinity to plus infinity exponential minus iota kx p of x dx, and it is the Fourier transform of the p of x. When we put the value of p of x from this equation into this relation, then we have, after simplifying, we have this relation. And then we solve this integral, we have this result: exponential minus iota k lambda minus k square sigma square by 2. Cumulant generating function can be obtained from the characteristic function. And by definition, we know that the cumulant generating function is the natural logarithm of the p of k, the characteristic function. So when we take the natural log of this equation, natural log of this log and exponential will be cancelled, and we have only this value, the minus iota k lambda minus k square sigma square by 2. However, by definition, we know that ln p of k is equal to, this is n is equal to 1 to infinity. This is n is equal to 1 to infinity. N is equal to 1 to infinity. N factorial minus iota raised to power n, n factorial n summation x की power n c, that is x with cumulant. And when we expand by putting the value of n in this relation, we can have minus iota kx minus k square by 2 x square c minus iota k cube x cube c, and so on. Now, in order to find the values of the cumulants, we have to compare these two equations. This is also log of p of k. This is log p of k, not p of k. This is log p of k. Log p of minus iota k lambda minus k square sigma square by 2, and this. So first we compare the coefficient for the term minus iota k, then minus k square by 2, and so on. When we compare coefficient of minus iota k, we can see that we have two values, lambda from this here coefficient and the equivalent xc. This is has in the base c, which is missing here. Xc is equal to lambda. When we compare the coefficient for minus k square by 2, we have here a sigma square and here is x square c. We can write x square c is equal to sigma square. This is the first equivalent, so it gives the first equivalent, and first equivalent gives the mean value, so lambda is the mean value. This is the second equivalent. Second equivalent is known as variance, so it is equal to sigma square. There is no more term in this relation, so we can see that this third equivalent will be 0. Similarly, fourth equivalent, fifth equivalent, and so on. All equivalents will be 0. So this distribution is completely specified by only first two equivalents. So this makes the computation of moments using the cluster expansion particularly simple. And so, as we know that the first moment and first equivalent are same, so we can write x first moment is equal to first equivalent, and putting value, we have the first moment equal to lambda. It means the first moment and the first equivalent both give the mean value, so lambda is the mean value. The second moment, as we draft the relations from the by drawing the pictures, and we have relations these are the four relations for the first moment, second moment, third moment, and fourth moment, which we derive from the theorem by drawing the pictures. So when we put values in these equations, we can find the values of the moment. For second moment, in terms of equivalence, we have this relation. This is equal to sigma square. This is lambda square of the lambda. So second moment comes out to be sigma square plus lambda square. And third moment has this equation. This is 0. X square is equal to sigma square. This is lambda. This is lambda power 3. So we have third moment. And so similarly, the fourth relation for the between moments and equivalent is this. And putting values, this is 0, this is 0. So this term square, sigma square square, 6 sigma square, lambda square plus lambda raised to power 4. We have this relation for the fourth moment. The normal distribution serves as the starting point for most perturbative computations in the field theory. The vanishing of higher equivalents implies that all graphical computations involve only products of 1 point and 2 points clusters. I am talking about these. We have derived relation, but this is for the fourth moment derived from these equations. And this is for the third moment derived from this. This is equation for the second moment, and this is for the first moment. We will using these equations to solve these equations. The second is the binomial distribution. Binomial distribution has only two outcomes. This is applied to those situations where we have only two outcomes. For example, a random variable has two outcomes, A and B. As in the case of toss of a coin, we have head and a tail. Only two are yes, no, true, false, etc. Only two outcomes. The outcome A has probability PA and the outcome B has the probability PB, which is equal to 1 minus PA, because PB plus PA must be equal to 1 for the case of normalization. So the probability for the case when we toss the coin n times and the event is, for example, head appears exactly n times. If we toss the coin 12 times and head appears 5 times, 5 is the value for NA and 12 is the value for the capital N number of trials. So the probability of occurring the event A among n trials in NA times is given by the binomial distribution, and this is the relation for the binomial distribution. The probability density function for n trials to find the value of NA is equal to n by NA permutation, PA raised to power NA and PB raised to power n minus NA. Here, this is the prefactor n over NA. This can be written as n factorial divided by NA factorial multiplied by n minus NA whole factorial. Or this can also be written in this form, n factorial, NA factorial, and NB factorial. Here note that the value of NA plus NB must be equal to the total number of trials n, where NB is the number of appearance for the B, event B or outcome B. And this value can be obtained if we expand binomially PA plus PB raised to power n. Binomial expansion is given here, and this can be written as mentioned n is 0 to n factorial, NA factorial, n minus NA factorial, PA raised to power NA and PB raised to power n minus NA. This is the binomial expansion of PA plus PB power n. Now, if we replace in that equation PA by PA exponential minus iota k, instead of PA, we have PA exponential minus iota k. Then we have changed here PA, so that we have this relation. This is the same. We have replaced PA by PA exponential minus iota k and power NA. And expanding this, PA raised to power NA and exponential minus iota raised to power NA is exponential minus iota k NA. So this relation can be simplified in this form. Equation 2.38, this relation is gives the value of number of possible orderings of NA events A and NB is equal to n minus NA events B. Now we can find the characteristic function for the binomial distribution. As we know that the characteristic function is the Fourier transform of the probability density function. It is the expectation value of the exponential minus iota k x. Here, instead of x, we have NA. Instead of x exponential minus iota kx. तो x की जगह हमारे पास यहाँ NA है, तो we have to take the expectation value for the exponential minus iota k NA. And by definition, this is equal to the summation n factorial, NA factorial, n minus NA factorial. पी ए रेज टू पावर एन ए, पी बी की पावर एन माइनस एन ए, एंड एक्सपोनेंशियल माइनस एयोटा के एन ए. This is similar. Instead of integral, we have using summation, and we have exponential minus iota kx, and this is the probability density function. When we use summation, we do not use dx. So instead of x, here we have used na and p of na, value of p of na in this relation, so that we have obtained this value. This is the value of p of the probability density function equation, this equation, the probability density function 237 combined with 238, and we have this relation. This is exponential minus iota kx. And if you see this term is similar to this term, these both terms are same. 2.41, when we use this here, so we can write instead of this PA exponential minus iota k plus PB raised to power n. We have this relation. And this is the value for the characteristic function of the binomial distribution. From characteristic function, we can find the cumulant generating cumulants, and we first obtain the cumulant genetic function, which is the natural logarithm of the characteristic function. We take the natural log of this, so ln pk is equal to taking log of this term. This n will appear before log, n log pa exponential minus iota k plus pb. Or this can be written as log p1k. And this is possible if we put n is equal to 1 in this equation. P1 of k is equal to pa exponential minus iota k plus pb whole raised to power n. And we have this relation. When we put n is equal to 1 in equation 2.42, we have p1k is equal to this. Instead of this term, we have put here p1 of k. So we have log pn of k is equal to n log p1 of k. Log p1 of k is the characteristic function for only one trial, because n, the number of trials is only one. And when we take the log of p1 of k, it will give the cumulant generating function for a single trial. So we can see that the characteristic function, cumulant genetic function, is equal to the cumulant generating function for a single trial multiplied by n. It means that we can find the cumulants after n trials by multiplying the cumulants in a single trial with n. That is, the cumulants after n trials are simply n times the cumulants in a single trial. एक ट्रायल के लिए जो वैल्यू है क्यूमुलेंट की, उसको हम मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे n के साथ, तो हमारे पास n ट्रायल्स के लिए क्यूमुलेंट्स की वैल्यूज आ जाएंगी. Now, in each trial, we know that allowed value of Na is 0 or 1 with respective probabilities PB and PA. It means अगर हम कॉइन को टॉस करते हैं और हम चाहते हैं कि हेड आए और हेड अपीयर हो जाए, तो हम कहेंगे कि हेड की प्रोबेबिलिटी जो है वो 1 है. तो इस केस में फिर ट्रायल की टेल की प्रोबेबिलिटी 0 हो जाएगी. अगर हम टॉस करते हैं, हेड चाहते हैं कि हेड अपीयर हो, लेकिन टेल अपीयर होता है, तो फिर हेड की प्रोबेबिलिटी 0 होगी और टेल की प्रोबेबिलिटी 1 होगी. तो हमारे पास दो ही चॉइसेस हैं, या 0 आएगा रिजल्ट या फिर 1 आएगा. यानी अगर वो इवेंट जो है अकर होता है तो रिजल्ट 1 है, इवेंट अकर नहीं होता तो रिजल्ट प्रोबेबिलिटी 0 होगी. और इस चीज को फिर हम इस फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं कि Na की पावर L, यानी nth मोमेंट इज इक्वल टू P है. क्योंकि एक सिंगल ट्रायल की हम बात कर रहे हैं, एक सिंगल ट्रायल में अगर ए आता है तो उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी पी ए होगी, अगर ए नहीं आता तो प्रोबेबिलिटी पी बी होगी। तो अगर हम कहते हैं कि ए अपीयर इवेंट जो है वो अपीयर हो रहा है तो फर्स्ट ये इसकी वैल्यू जो है प्रोबेबिलिटी की 1 होगी। तो फर्स्ट मोमेंट जो है वो चूँकि प्रोबेबिलिटी उसकी दे रहा होता है उसकी वैल्यू प्रोबेबिलिटी की, तो ये पी ए है। और हर केस में क्योंकि हम सिंगल ट्रायल की बात कर रहे हैं तो इसलिए हर केस में ये वैल्यू पी ए ही होगी या पी बी होगी। तो हम कह सकते हैं कि जो ऑल मोमेंट्स हैं ऑल वैल्यूज ऑफ एल इन फर्स्ट मोमेंट, सेकंड मोमेंट, थर्ड मोमेंट all has same value equal to PA. If the event PA, if the event A occurs, if event B occurs, then the probability, then this will be equal to PB. After n trials, we can, from moments, we can find the cumulants, and for this purpose, we have to evaluate relation between moments and the cumulants. As we know that the first cumulant is equal to first moment. This is first cumulant and this is first moment. When we put value of first moment, the first moment will also be PA. So first cumulant is equal to PA. And by this, due to this relation, the value जो cumulant आ रहा है उसको हमने n से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, तो यहाँ cumulant की वैल्यू PA है, उसको n से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया। तो so first cumulant NaC is equal to NPA. Similarly, we have relation for the second cumulant. The second cumulant is equal to first cumulant minus second cumulant minus first cumulant का square. This is the definition. The second cumulant is equal to second moment minus first moment का square. When we put value from this relation, first moment is PA, second moment for L is equal to 2, second moment will also be PA, third moment will also be PA, and so on. So this value N2A has value PA, we multiply by N, and this NA, this is also equal to PA. Due to square, we have square to PA minus PA square, and we have multiplied by this N. So that we have, and this, when we take PA common, then we have 1 minus PA, and 1 minus PA is equal to PB, as we have described earlier. PB is equal to 1 minus PA. So we can write this as second cumulant equal to NPA PB. As we know that the first cumulant gives the mean value, so this gives the mean value of the binomial distribution. And the second cumulant gives the variance, so NPA PB gives the variance of the binomial distribution. The standard distribution, as we know that standard deviation is the square root of variance. So when we take the under root of this term, we have the standard deviation. Sigma is equal to NPA PB whole under root. So we can see that the binomial mean of the binomial distribution scales as n. In mean involves n, whereas the standard deviation involves the under root of n. As clear from this relation, standard deviation is equal to NPA PB whole under, and mean is NPA. Relative uncertainty can be obtained by simplifying 1 over n under root PB over PA. We can see that the relative uncertainty depends on the value of n. As the value of n increases, relative uncertainty will decrease. It means that for perfect accurate values of the probability, the number of trials n must be large. The binomial distribution can be generalized into multi distribution, multinomial distribution, यानी instead of having only the two outcomes, अगर दो से ज्यादा outcomes हो, जैसे यहाँ पे हमने बहुत सारे outcome लिए, A से start, A, B, C, D up to M, so many outcomes. The event A has the probability PA, event B has probability PB, and event M has the probability PM. And event A is appearing among n trials with NA, B has appearance NB, and M is appeared NM times. In such that this NA plus NB सब इन सब को अगर हम ऐड कर दें NM, this will be equal to the total number of trials N. So for multinomial distribution, the probability density function Pn, Na, Nb, Nm can be written as, this is very similar to our result. Okay, here we can see that P and Na is equal to this. Instead of this, we have used this. When we have only two P, it will be n factorial divided by Na factorial, Nb factorial, and Pa raised to power Na and Pp raised to power n minus Nb, और n minus Nb की जगह भी हम लिख सकते हैं Nb, Pb की power Nb. So, similarly, in the same way, we can write equation for the in n factorial, n a factorial, n b factorial, so on, जितने भी ये हैं nm up to nm factorial, और फिर pa की पावर na, pb की पावर nb, pc की पावर nc, so and pm की पावर nm. इस तरह से हमारे पास ये बायनोमियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आ जाती है. That's all for today.